WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. President Biden meets with a group of Democratic Party governors today. Some at the White House. Fox's Doug Zader.
This meeting between the president and a group of Democratic governors is designed to try to quell some of their fears about continuing, much less defeating former President Trump.
President Biden at a campaign fundraiser in Virginia last night blamed last week's poor debate on too much recent international travel, saying, "I almost fell asleep on stage." Former President Trump will now not be sentenced in New York City next Thursday.
Judge Juan Merchan postponing sentencing to September 18th, writing, "If such is still necessary." The judge is now considering whether to toss out Trump's 34 felony convictions for falsifying business records on the heels of the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity. Merchan will make his ruling on September 6th.
Fox's Brian Yennis. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
Okie dokie. It is it is a day. It's another day. It's hump day.
Hump day.
Halfway through the week almost.
Mike.
Mike what?
That's what the camel says. Mike. It's hump day.
Mike?
You don't remember those commercials that used to be on TV every Wednesday?
Apparently not.
They were funny. I like
the
them.
camel?
Camel would go through like the office area and be going, Mike, calling Mike. It's hump day.
If I saw that, that's when that little thing called mute came on. Because I remember that. I remember a camel walking through the office, and I said, "No, that means absolutely nothing. It has absolutely no benefit for me."
But those were the days we had good commercials and good TV.
That wasn't one of them.
I liked.
Good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Rayford Brown,
and I'm Lee Barrows.
And Kelly is fortunately taking the day off because she got an issue or two going on, and she wants to make sure that it's not going to get worse.
She's not feeling well. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So anyway, she, as a precautionary measure, she's doing the right thing. She's doing, you know what she's doing? She's doing exactly what she preaches.
That's a good thing.
And that's the way it's supposed to be done.
Right.
We've heard so many people say, if you're sick, you just stay home, and then you know where they are?
At work.
They're work spreading it.
Or at the grocery store spreading it.
And then they go about and say, you know what? That wasn't so bad. I came to work when I had 103 degrees. It didn't faze me in the least. And, well, what about the other 40 people around you?
Right.
So whatever. Okay. We got coming up this morning. We've got Dr. Rosemary Stein. We'll be talking about what's ailing kids these days and during the summer months. Hopefully nothing, but there are other issues with kids in summertime. So I'm sure she'll have some discussion about that. And also we've got joining us this morning. What's that guy's name?
Mr. Wright.
Wrong?
Mr. Wright.
Is he your Mr. Wright?
What?
I'm
No.
just kidding.
Don't make me trip up on this now.
You are. I got you going.
Peter Wright will be in.
Peter Wright be in, and word is he's got some exciting news about some changes.
Yes,
that are
and
coming down the
the
pipe.
healthcare policies
That will be good. I could use some changes that
I
are
guess
good.
Medicare too. He said he had some exciting news about it. So I'm like, yay, we all need something exciting.
There's not enough excitement out there in the world. We got a hurricane that had 165 mile per hour winds down in the Caribbean. That wasn't exciting enough for you?
It's exciting enough for me to not want it here.
Yeah, I know.
I was watching it last night, some of the live feeds coming in.
Man, terrible stuff. And it's going to get a little bit worse. This hurricane's named Beryl. Right now, it's going through what they're calling moderate northwesterly shear is having an effect on this hurricane. Still got about 145 mile per hour winds. They've diminished from 165 down to around 145. They diminished down to 145. Holy moly.
145. Could you imagine going through that?
No, you can't stand up in that.
No.
I watching TV during some of the little storms and things like that, winds of 78, 100 miles an hour. You see reporters out there acting like they're holding onto a signpost to keep from being blown away. Oh, come on, right? Now, we did have one at WECT many years ago, and she was a little of nothing. Maybe 5'2", maybe after she ate a big meal, she weighed 100 pounds. But she went out to do hurricane coverage, and she actually held on to the anchor who was out there in the field with her. She held on to him because she was being whooped around pretty bad.
I was like, how did that work out for you?
So, anyway, her hair was a mess when she got back. And she said, I don't need this long hair anymore, do I? I said, man, do what you want to do. Beryl is having the effects of moderate northwesterly shear. The eye has become cloud filled, and that means it's not as easy to see through it and see exactly where it all is. There's so many clouds there. The eye is generally a very clear area. I mean, you can see bright sunshine when an eye passes over under normal conditions, but this one's really wound tight. The still very deep convection is present in the eye wall, and the core of the hurricane remains intact. The eye wall is the initial killer. That's when that big storm surge and all that stuff happens. That's when most of the people that are going to drown, that when they get caught in that's when there are problems, because they're out there watching it from the shore side. Do not do that.
Mm-mm.
Those waves, that sudden eye wall can come in, and depending upon how high that wall is, a 4 or 5 or 6 foot eye wall is huge. Imagine a 10-footer. It can come over wherever you're standing, and then you will go out to sea. Hope you can tread water.
Well, you remember what
time.
Bertha and Fran did? They cut new inlets across the road.
Yes, they did. Now, what you need to do is you need to take your passport with you, because if you do that, I don't know what country you're going to end up in. You don't want to end up in prison in a Caribbean nation.
Oh,
right?
My gosh.
That's it.
True.
Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft had maximum flight level winds of about 145 miles per hour. That's what they recorded. The intensity forecast remains rather challenging. The uncertainty starts right away due to noticeable discrepancies in the short-term evolution of the upper level flow in the global models. I'm not going to continue reading that stuff because nobody knows what I'm saying, and neither do I. You break it down to the basics here for you and me. Devastating hurricane force winds, life-threatening storm surge, and damaging waves are expected in portions of Jamaica beginning this afternoon, and of the Cayman Islands early tomorrow. 2 very popular vacation locations.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica, been there. Cayman's been there. They're both flat. Jamaica's got a few more hills than the Caymans have got. But on that South Shore, this storm system is just south. The path of it, projected path, will be just south of the island. They're on the worst side of this thing.
Yes.
They're on the worst side of it. You don't give it any compass sides. The right side of it, as it's going forward, is the bad side. And they're going to be on the bad side.
It's like a guy doing live news last night on YouTube. He's not really much of he's not a weatherman, but he was like, well, the center of the storm is going to the left of Jamaica, so that ought to help. And I'm thinking, the whole island of Jamaica is being put in the right quadrant.
And that's the bad quadrant.
Yeah.
Duh, dude. He just doesn't get it. Some people don't. I mean, don't get out there and talk about it. Life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides from heavy rainfall. That's something else that kills people in places like Jamaica. Hurricane Gilbert, 1988, 150 mile per hour winds as it was making landfall. Mudslides everywhere from the little hilly areas. Wow. I was there some months later, or maybe it was the next summer after that, but they were still recovering. That's it. I was there in 1989. They were still recovering. It was not good. It was ugly. Heavy rainfall, obviously. Heavy winds, obviously. Beryl is forecast to remain a hurricane when it approaches the Yucatan Peninsula and Belize late Thursday. This thing's going to today go across and hit Jamaica, do its thing, continue impact the Cayman Islands. They're a little bit up to the northwest of Jamaica, so it's not going to have the same impact there. And then it's going to be curving a little bit and moving straight across to the Yucatan Peninsula. It was going to be moving closer to some of the North Central American nations, but right now it looks like it's going to bear to the right of that, a little bit north of that,
Texas,
so they won't get quite the impact. And yes, Texas, the southern tip of Texas, as it makes its turn, it will be a tropical storm. Thank God. It's going to stay out in the Bay of Campeche and then the Gulf of Mexico, though, and that's when it could pick up more strength, regain strength.
Worried about
warm
that.
ocean water.
Sure, the Gulf is warm.
So, Texas is on the lookout for it. Here's the other thing that some of the models, some people will tell you. I don't know what the models are saying because I don't pay it that much attention. But some people will say, okay, now if this thing starts curving towards the north, it won't take much of a jog to curve towards the northeast. That puts Louisiana in the path as well. And we know about storms in Louisiana. Some of the areas that are below sea level, as in New Orleans, not good. So hopefully none of that will happen. Hopefully this tropical storm will not regain strength. Well, as soon as it becomes a tropical storm, will not regain strength, and it will not turn and come towards the United States. The best thing that could happen, sorry about this, Mexico, is for it to go inland immediately as a tropical storm. It will become nothing shortly because it will deal with
Mexico will be all mud.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I was watching some of the videos and pictures coming out of Grenada last night, and it was not looking good.
Interest, the National Hurricane Center says, interest in the western Gulf of Mexico, that's where we're talking about, should monitor the progress of Beryl. Hopefully within 2 days, the winds will be down to 48 hours from now. That's Friday morning. Winds should be down to 100 miles per hour. And just 12 hours later, this is going to be the turning point. It will be inland, and that will be over the Yucatan, and the winds will drop to 60, then down to 65, 60, and then up to 65 once it goes over water again, then to 75 again, and then sooner or later, when it makes landfall over Mexico, if it does, the winds will drop to below hurricane status again. It is a hurricane. It will become a tropical storm. Then it will become a hurricane again, perhaps, and then a tropical storm. That's what it all looks like. Now, have I confused you?
I'm good.
Okay.
When you said downgraded to tropical storm, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Now, let's just back up just a little bit. Out there in this area where the other little X is, well, the only other X now, disturbance number 1, it's moving about 20 to 25 miles per hour at a westward direction towards those infamous Windward Islands again. Looks like if it continues in the direction that it is now going, and if it forms up, it could impact the Windward Islands right now only as rain, a little bit of wind, not much. It's classified as a tropical wave, and the chances of it forming are not real good over the next 7 days. So hopefully if it does come across the Windward Islands, Grenada, Barbados, and all of that, they
just be a low pressure.
Yeah, and it won't impact them any worse than they've already been impacted. Might even clean up some of the debris that's floating around out there in the ocean and take it somewhere else. What happens after it gets there, don't know. Whether it will form up, don't know. Chances over the next 7 days, only 20%. So we'll have to give a little bit of a wait and see about that. We're going to, I guess we need to take a break here. Go ahead and do weather because we got Dr. Rose at 7:30, and I've got a little bit of a commentary this morning.
Okay.
And may as well get it out of the way. That other elephant in the room.
All right.
Politically speaking.
Oh.
As you might have expected. So hang in there for that. Please, though, tell me that you have been motivated to either update your severe weather plan or maybe get a brand new one or maybe start one. John Stars Electric wants you to have the best plan in mind. Two of them, in fact. One is needed in case whatever storm coming our way is not so large that our communities will find no need to call for an evacuation. They'll be telling people that it's likely they won't have to leave. That could change. Keep that in mind. That will be a clue to get everything in order. Time to double check your emergency provisions. You might want to make sure that no one else has eaten some of the food and stuff that you've been assembling while you're in the mood, or friends and family haven't been raiding your pantry. Why take some time and think about what you'll need to take with you should you have to evacuate. What would you do on a moment's notice when they come knocking on the door, or they got the sirens blaring and they got the PA systems going and said, get out now. You've got to get out now. The storm is coming your way. What would you do then? What would you pick up? Personal and legal papers, your passports, treasured photos, of course. But you need to know where they are. Some of that stuff should be all together, and you know where it is, and you just activate your evacuation plan and go grab it. So far, after one full month of hurricane season, the east coast of the U.S. has been spared. Lucky us. Can we get that lucky for the next 5 months? That's how long the hurricane season lasts, another 5 months. We can hope for the best, but make sure you plan for the worst. John Stars Electric knows how tough it can be when your house is in total turmoil, when you're totally black. We don't know what's going on. You should consider adding a standby Generac generator to your household. After even short power outages, when our lifestyles and schedules are totally dependent on electricity to keep in touch, you're in the dark. It doesn't take anything but a car clipping a power line that turns the power off at your house in the middle of the night for several hours. Imagine waking up to a house that's gotten kind of warm and you don't know why. Imagine waking up to total darkness and you say, I don't hear anything going. I don't hear the AC going. The alarms are not going off because they're all plugged into the wall. Uh-oh, I'm going to be late. And then you go turn on the hot water. Well, welcome to the world of cold water showers.
Oh, yes.
Give John Star's team a call. Do it today, 910-989-1908. The sooner you make that call, the sooner you will be up and operating. When the power goes out here, 15 seconds later, the power kicks back on. Jones Onslow is a great company, but they can do only so much when they get out there to a pole that's been knocked down and they can't touch it because it's an accident scene, a wreck scene, and they can't do anything about that for a period of time. So that's bad in itself. Then they got to get a new pole set. Imagine that at 4 o'clock in the morning. Then they got to transfer all those wires over to the new pole and perhaps a transformer, likely a transformer. Even if the approaching storm doesn't rise to the level of one that requires you to evacuate, you may want to give some serious consideration to the possibilities of not having a lot of time to run helter-skelter throughout your home, gathering precious pictures, insurance papers, your marriage license. Yeah, you might need one of those too. Certain items will always be in your GO kit. You need that. Some call it a bug-out kit. To make life easier all around, if the power is out for several days, you're going to need electricity to get the ball rolling again. John Stars will not steer you wrong. We'll be back with a complete weather report after these messages. Don't go away.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry you do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Paid Funeral Plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout eastern North Carolina just for you. Whether it be a single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Home Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulahville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 till 2 on Saturdays. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387. Or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24, Beulahville, on your way to and from the beach. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, I hesitate to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
And your rain forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. It's kind of hard to tell right now what's causing us more stress these days. The heat, the threat of hurricanes. We got that. A really screwed up presidential election. No, we won't go there right now. We'll say that for a couple of minutes. Maybe just trying to find a way to live a few days without stress is causing us stress. Easier said than done. But if this year has caused you, your spouse, your kids, more anxiety than ever before, this may be the time to seek help from the counselors at Community Prevention Services. They're located right here in Jacksonville at 918 Henderson Drive. The dedicated folks are trained to help you analyze your problem. They'll work with you to relieve the pressures that are not allowing you to enjoy life, keeping you from to go to work, dreading the time each day when your significant other comes home, fearing an argument, generally about the same old things day after day after day, and you're bored and you're stressed. You don't know what's coming next. Community Prevention Services has counselors standing by. Why not bite the bullet, give them a call, and set up a session? 910-353-2333. 0972. And we're going to let you go ahead and do some weather because the national database for the for marine weather.
Whoa, maybe wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting. Hey, mostly sunny with a high near 87. Calm wind becoming southeast 5 to 7 miles per hour in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 66. Tomorrow, Independence Day, mostly sunny with a high near 92. Calm wind becoming south 5 to 9 miles per hour in the afternoon. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 70. And Friday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 93.
Yeah.
I was watching you and I was like, wait, I can't do both.
Yeah. Well, the for whatever reason, the national system is down for marine weather. But today, winds should be fairly calm. Yesterday's prediction called for winds out of the east around 10 knots. Seas only 2 to 3 feet. That's good. And sounds and rivers a light chop. Tomorrow, southerly winds around 5 knots. That's what's currently predicted, increasing to 10 to 15 in the afternoon. Still not a bad day for the 4th of July, y'all. 2 to 3 foot seas. Sounds and rivers will be flat. They'll get to be a little bit of a moderate chop in the afternoon. And here's something else for tomorrow. 4th of July, obviously, we know we got fireworks here, fireworks there.
Yes.
Please, folks, we'll talk to you about don't set off your fireworks in your yard. That's dangerous because you probably are not real experts at it. And there's likely to be a little bit of adult beverages involved in it.
Yeah, and plus we're so dry around here.
And we're dry.
That's right.
I don't want your stuff coming to my yard, into the woods behind the house or next door or across the street or whatever. You don't do that.
Right.
And also think about last night on the ham radio network, one of our hams said, he celebrates the 4th of July, but he thinks he's going to go camping at some location. He's going to leave today, he and his wife, and get away, far, far away from any fireworks. He says he's a Marine.
Yes, veteran.
And he says, I don't get along with fireworks.
I can understand
He's
that.
not the only one, folks. Think about your neighbors. Think about who's down the block. And when you start setting off some of that stuff, it sounds like bombs going off or grenades going off. People get up, they're affected by it. Dogs, they're affected
Just gonna
by
say
it.
your pets, yes.
Watch out for your pets. If you've got pets, keep them inside tonight and turn your TV up. You want to watch fireworks? You don't want to go down to one of the parks or whatever tomorrow night? It's okay. You can stay at home, watch it on TV. There will be live fireworks on TV. But if you want to go see some fireworks, do so. Don't take your pets with you. Don't take your guns with you.
You do not need to take your pets out there.
No, you do not. I've seen that happen in Wilmington at the fireworks, and that's awful.
It is
Pets
awful.
go, they start howling, they do all sorts of things. And then they talk about stress, they're stressed. But go see the fireworks. There are plenty of them. A big one right here is at Camp Lejeune, of course, but you don't have base access, then you're stuck. Or you can take your time and go down to Onslow Pines.
Mm-hmm. They have a great one every
And it
year.
starts early in the day with
Right.
all sorts of stuff happening there.
That's right. Activities, entertainment,
Yep.
vendors.
There you go. So you can do it that way. That will be the fun thing to do. So enjoy the 4th. Know what it's all about. Today would be a great chance to sit down and talk with your kids and say, what do you really know about the 4th of July? So
Let's talk
you know
history.
who we were fighting at that time, right?
Right.
You think England has a 4th of July?
No.
Yes, they do. Every country has a 4th of July. They just don't celebrate it like we do.
Yeah, like not on the same date as ours.
Oh, well, they have a 4th of July on the 4th of July.
Actually?
Yeah.
I mean, like you're saying, they don't celebrate it
celebrate
like we
it.
do. So,
We call it Independence Day.
right.
They call it uh-oh.
Yeah, let's get this straight.
Uh-oh. So anyway, that's what's going on around us. I don't think Dr. Rose said she was not going to be here today. Did she?
Oh, it's just now 7:30. I'm sure she'll be calling in any second.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wanted to bring up, you were talking about things that can stress you everyday life.
Uh-huh.
I went to the grocery store yesterday.
I forgot about the prices.
An extremely stressful visit to the grocery store. And then the checkout line, the person checking me out was so rude.
Oh, really?
And so slow.
Oh, really?
I will never, ever use a self checkout again.
Wait a minute. It was self checkout?
Yes.
That didn't make any sense.
Oh, it went
yes,
right
it
over-
does. You.
It went right over your
It
head.
was you.
I was stressed by the time I got home. See, she is.
Kelly, Lee would like to make an appointment to talk about her stress levels because she was stressed at the self checkout line because that person checking her out was slow.
Slow. My back was hurting by the time I got done.
That's because you bought too many groceries. Dr. Rosemary Stein, good morning. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. We're doing well. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in here.
Doing good.
Getting ready for the
Good.
Independence Day. Happens on the 4th of July around these parts.
Have you got plans, Dr. Rose?
It does. No. We're just resting. We're taking a long weekend at the clinic, and all the staff is happy because they get to do whatever it is that they want to do. So everybody's content.
Okay. Well, I'm sure that you're probably the only person here in Eastern North Carolina, or in North Carolina, perhaps, maybe one of two or three, that's watching the progression of that thing called Beryl down there in the Caribbean. Because it's close to, and the Dominican Republic is getting some effects of it. Luckily, they're not getting what Jamaica's going to get, and sadly for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, it's not going to be pretty. But it is having an impact there in the DR, right?
It just a little bit, actually, a lot less than I thought, because I've been looking at the maps and then also talking with Hannah, and she said yesterday that it rained on and off, and it sometimes it rained kind of hard, but the sun did come out, and it's been not too bad. So it's on the map. It looks a little worse than what actually occurred. It must have gone south enough for the winds and the rain not to impact it so much. What she did say, though, is that the Seaside Boulevard had been flooded. So they were limiting traffic through that Seaside Boulevard. It's one of the main streets in Santo Domingo, and the waves had come up, as you can imagine. It was south of Santo Domingo, and the waves were coming up into the street.
Wow. Well, they did get some impact. That, to me, is kind of that's a lot of impact for a storm that's really not there.
You're on an island surrounded by ocean. Whew.
Oh, my.
And they have it all built up on that street so that it takes a lot to breach onto that road. Because they have barriers so that the ocean does not come into that particular street.
Well, that's good. That's really good. Well, I'm glad because it was. Look, I don't know what's going to happen in Haiti. What is happening there? I know they're about the same situation as the DR, the Dominican Republic, but Haiti, having been there up in the hills and stuff, they have mudslides like you would not believe, and they have a lot of shacks up there that just wash away.
Yes, it's a very sad situation for them, and they don't have the infrastructure that they have in the Dominican Republic. So those folks are probably, because of that, they're going through a tougher time. But I think it's still, quite south of even Haiti. But once again, because of their lack of having true construction that's reliable, they're probably having more impact. Yeah,
well, the effect is going to be not good, I'm sure. They're not in good shape on a normal day, but some of this stuff is going to be bad. I'm glad for them that it's not any worse than it is, because it could be, and we'll all find out in about 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, just how bad things are going to be happening in Jamaica. The storm is bearing down rapidly on the south coast. Southeast coast first, and then it's going to be horrendous.
Yes.
I can tell you that right now.
And Dr. Rose, one of our listeners, was questioning as to your daughter's well-being. Was she still there in the islands?
That is so sweet. Well, thank you, listener, and that was very kind of you.
Yep.
I think that we probably need to divert our attention to Jamaica and make sure that we keep those folks in our prayers.
Those folks there, Gilbert was the last major storm they had, and that was in '88. I was there. I think it was in '89. I know it was in '89. I was there, but it was not nice. It was not nice there. The effects were still there. They were still bailing out. Let's just put it that way.
Wow.
Okay, now let's go to something good. We got the summertime upon us. We got the 4th of July. We got kids. What do you think about sitting down today and going over about what this whole thing about the Constitution is and why it's important and why we celebrate the 4th of July on the 4th?
Wow, what a great idea.
Yeah.
And, we've said before, you guys are on the coast. We're in the center of North Carolina. How many neat historical landmarks do we have around us to treasure and to go to? And maybe if you don't go to them for the 4th of July, but go over what it is. Why do we shoot fireworks in the sky?
Huh.
It was funny growing up, and obviously I grew up in a house with legal immigrants. I didn't even know what the 4th of July was about. I thought it was about fireworks. And when I was in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, and then it occurred to me, wow, that's really cool. We have the 4th of July on the same day as Independence Day.
Yeah, how about that?
We should really go back to calling it Independence Day, because that's what it really is. And the 4th of July is a great date. But Independence Day is really what it's all about.
It is.
People have sacrificed their lives so that we could have this great country. And so, and really think about that with your children and say, okay, so what do you value the most about the country? And they're watching the news, so they may not come up with much, and they might say, oh, we're doing these horrible things and those horrible things. I don't have much to be proud of. Well, turn your back to the great things and our soldiers, and even within our grandparents' lifetimes in World War II, and how if not for America, the world would be in a different place. And those are important things to bring up to your children. But certainly, what happened during the Revolutionary War and how we gained our independence is a great story, and it's heartwarming actually, and it tells us a lot about being American and being here. Some of us by choice because of our parents, and some of us because we were, our families have been here for generations.
And I think it is so befitting to look back on history of this guy named Washington, General Washington, a landowner, a guy who farmed for a living, becoming a soldier who fought for the independence of this country. And then, after we were free, he was chosen as the first president to lead this country. How befitting is that? Why can't we have men like that today running for office?
I don't know, but it is sad. But at the same time,
I don't know.
It is wonderful that in our history
It is.
we did have
It's great
a
history.
gentleman like that.
Yeah,
It's great history.
We've had some great statesmen in our time, but we've had some that weren't so good. But that's neither here nor there. The country is still great. So I'm going to be talking about that too in just a minute. So anyway, Dr. Rose, thank you. I hope you have a happy 4th.
Yes.
I hope that all of you do too,
Thank you.
that we all remember what a great country we have and its beginnings.
Yes.
Because it'll change us and our children a little bit to making it a glorious country for our children and grandchildren.
I hope it will. That's what we need to pray for every day. Dr. Rose, we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Dr. Rose. Happy
See you
4th.
next week.
Have a great one.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. I got comments when we come back.
Freedom 97.1.
If you plan to celebrate July 4th on the road or on the water, please do so responsibly. This reminder is brought to you by Dr. Martin Baker, DDS, 1312 Commerce Drive in New Bern. Dr. Martin Baker, DDS, wants to ensure that your dental experience will make you smile with a complete comprehensive approach when it comes to your dental care. For more information or an appointment, call 252-637-1919. That's 252-637-1919. Dr. Martin Baker, DDS, 1312 Commerce Drive, New Bern, is wishing you a safe and happy July 4th.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
When it comes to paint and paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge and helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 Doris Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morehead City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the Carrier experts. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. If you have a project that requires ready-mix concrete, whether a driveway, patio, livestock housing, outdoor kitchen, or something special for the summer, Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville can handle the job, large or small. Mixed Masters Concrete offers residential, commercial, and agricultural contract work with professional service and fast delivery. Owner Scott Thigpen provides free estimates, and Mixed Masters Concrete will deliver on Saturdays. In addition to expert concrete service, KPT Masonry does complete concrete finishing. So, for ready-mix concrete and professional concrete finishing, phone 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete and KPT Masonry of Beulahville. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Eastern North Carolina. And thanks all our military families and all that serve.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back for a couple of minutes before we run into another batch of commercials here. We do have Peter Wright in the studio, so he's going to be joining us in a minute and give us some good news. Right now, I'm going to talk about things that elephant in the room, and he's growing. The elephant and the And the donkey. How does that sound? I read the first couple sentences of a story yesterday while finishing my grilled ham and cheese sandwich, the one I have for breakfast. And I have concluded that I now know exactly what the White House problems are. Analyzed them, found out. And the ongoing onslaught dealing with the aftermath of last week's debate, along with a misguided and disjointed damage control system, Democrats have been working around the clock to author a better strategy than, oh, everything's okay. Just pause for the calls and at their water station and let me jump in there for a while. Even before the 90-minute plus an extra 10 minutes or so, they announced that President Biden had been suffering from a minor cold for a few days, and that's why he appeared to be so weak on the platform. I'm going to ask you, do you want a glass of Kool-Aid to wash down that bologna sandwich? Here's the story as it appeared in a news operations website. Biden's campaign chair fielded questions from distraught donors Monday, but assured them that the president is probably in better health than most of us. Hold on to that thought. Campaign chair Jennifer O'Malley Dillon made damage control calls to top Biden donors throughout the weekend. Biden pollster Molly Murphy also admitted that Biden had a bad debate and assured donors on the call that the campaign is not ignoring their feedback. She said, I will start with what we all know, but we are seeing it in our polls too. The president had a bad performance in Thursday's debate. That's what Murphy, the Biden pollster, said on the call to donors. Continuing, she said, he has been upfront about that, and that is coming through in our polls. We're looking at it. We're not ignoring that, and we want to understand what that means for voters. Well, the voters are speaking. One donor told NBC that he was not convinced by the call and plans to redirect donations away from Biden's campaign. I won't sit on the sidelines, he said. But it's hard and getting a lot harder to donate directly to the campaign, giving their judgment. He was referring to the staffers who have spent the last 5 days trying to stop the bleeding. Let's start at the beginning. Campaign chair O'Malley Dillon, in the mass call to supporters and donors, said that Biden is probably in better health than most of us. Pause. Think about it. If that is indeed the case, after watching the debate, I'm wondering where Ms. Dillon and the support staffers were. If they're in worse shape than the boss, I suspect they're either dead or on their deathbeds. President Biden is not in good shape. Physically, it's painfully obvious that his physical well-being isn't doing so well. This alone is not the kind of leader this country needs today. Imagine for a moment that if Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu, or pretty much any other world leader had put on public displays like Biden has been doing for at least the last 4 or 5 months, they would become non-existent pretty fast. The only exception is the Pope. On his deathbed, he will still be the leader. If you add in the fact that Biden's mental awareness is reaching a no-return ticket status, add the abilities that he has lost. Any other world leaders would have virtually no chance of finishing their terms. They would end up in the home for old, worn-out leaders. Not a pretty picture. Now let's go to Dr. Jill. She certainly is no Nancy Reagan. Ms. Reagan was aware of Mr. Reagan's state of decline. She stood by the president, her husband, even after he was not the president, and shielded him. Makes one wonder why Dr. Biden has not had the chat with Joe. It's time she stops blaming the president's aides and accepts some responsibilities. If they insist on keeping Biden in the public's eye, if they want him to perform for the cameras, there's something very wrong. Y'all remember the king, not Charles or Edward, the king of rock, a southern boy named Elvis Presley. In his self-induced state of self-destruction at a very early age of 40-something, he had a doctor on staff that was with him around the clock. He knew what was going on. He knew that the king must continue performing regardless of the cost. So the good doctor kept feeding him prescription drugs. You miss a performance, and the end would be around the next bend. That's what he thought for Presley. Most of y'all remember the end. I'll refresh you. He had a seizure and he died as he was about to sit down on the commode. 3 major U.S. newspapers have editorially called for Biden to withdraw from the race. Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett, a Democrat, yesterday said that Biden should, in his words, make the painful and difficult decision to withdraw. The president's VP, Kamala Harris, is taking a more aggressive approach to the November races than vice presidents typically do. Will that be the kiss of death for the Democrats this year? Harris' polling numbers have not been good ever. One faction of the Democrat Party suggests that she stay far away from the re-election campaign. Democrat factions say she's a liability, as the Washington Post column called for her to step aside for the country's sake. They're now wanting to kick her to the curb. There are those in the Democrat Party who think Harris is being prepped to take over the top spot if Biden eventually bows out or if he remains stubborn and has to be pulled from the race. The question now, who's worse, Biden or Harris? I'm not going to bash Joe Biden as a man. He was elected, then reelected time and again and again and again to represent his state of Delaware in the Senate. Most of what we hear from his supporters, they say he was a great guy, did great things during his 47 years of service. About Biden or virtually any other man or woman who's been in the House, the Senate, or any local school board, county commission, or city council for most of their lives, if you're a dedicated follower, please call me right now and tell me, don't look it up on Google, name at least a couple of earth-shattering things that these individuals have accomplished in their 40-plus years in the Senate. Not picking on Biden exclusively. Pick on any other U.S. senator or congressman who has served 20-plus years and tell me something great that they've done other than trying to keep getting reelected. If all of this country's 46 presidents had left office with a peaceful and stronger country, a better economy, and in a better worldwide position than when they became president, I would be happy. Unfortunately, too many only want to serve their own places in history and line their pockets with gold. I've got a personal message for the Republican alternative. Mr. Trump, you are not going to make this nation great again. It's already great. Any country's distinction, great or not, depends not on its political leaders. The people are what make any country great. The pledge of the next president, whoever it turns out to be, is that he will keep it great and leave it in better shape when he leaves office than when he accepted the mission of leading this country. You're live in Local Real Talk. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Hey y'all, 4th of July is right around the corner, so you'll need to stop by the Richlands Piggly Wiggly to get prepared. Get that Blackstone sizzling with some fresh ground beef, 10 pounds or more for $2.99 a pound, or some fresh fryer leg quarters for 69 cents a pound. These deals will make you squeal louder than those fireworks. And aw shucks, y'all, we have North Carolina grown fresh corn, 3 ears for 99 cents. It's corn, a big lump of knobs. It has juice. I know y'all seen that video. And nothing says 4th of July like some whole seedless watermelons for $3.98 each. Now that deal is one in a million. Let freedom ring, y'all, and get 4th of July ready at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly.
Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 777 Highway 210 Sneeze Ferry, ask you to join them in celebrating our nation's independence this July the 4th. Keep that grill fired up with a call to Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 910-327-2541. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas offers complete LP gas service for residential, commercial, and agricultural needs. They feature fireplace gas logs, heating appliances, gas accessories, gas water heaters, routed deliveries, budget plans available, and grill cylinder refills with a $5 discount for all military on 20 and 30-pound cylinder tanks. Sneeze Ferry LP Gas sales and services Renai and Navion tankless water heaters. So, for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural LP gas sales and service needs, for comfort and convenience, call Sneeze Ferry LP Gas, 910-327-2541. That's 910-327-2541. Once again, please join Sneeze Ferry LP Gas in celebrating our nation's birthday this Thursday, July the 4th.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Centers on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes, and alignment service. And what is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
Flatwoods Outfitters, veteran-owned and operated, 111 Second Amendment Lane, just off Highway 24 between Swansboro and Jacksonville. And Hubert takes this time to ask you to join them in celebrating America's 248th birthday this Independence Day, July 4th. Serving Eastern North Carolina for over 40 years, Flatwoods Outfitters is Onslow County's oldest firearm dealer and is one of the most complete sporting and firearm facilities in Eastern North Carolina, right here in your backyard. Complete with a shooting range and instruction. Flatwoods Outfitters carries all major brand names of shotguns, long guns, pistols, and ammunition to bag your limit for whatever game is in season, from bear to dove. Flatwoods Outfitters also takes pride in helping you protect your Second Amendment rights and recommends that you take advantage of their outdoor shooting range to learn how to safely handle any firearm for personal safety or sporting. At Flatwoods Outfitters, you can sight in your scope and use your shooting or archery range. If you're interested in a concealed weapon permit, Flatwoods Outfitters can help with that also. So, whether you are a sportsman or concerned about personal safety, let your friendly and knowledgeable staff at Flatwoods Outfitters assist you. For range hours, call 910-353-7593. That's 910-353-7593. Veteran-owned and operated, Flatwoods Outfitters, 111 Second Amendment Lane, Hubert, where they aim to preserve our hunting heritage, wildlife, and constitution. Flatwoods Outfitters, where they aim to please.
Okay. We're pushing up against the news break here. Peter, I'll just ask you real quick, are you doing okay?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
You like my commentary?
Yeah, that was good.
It's when you sit around and you observe things for so long, and every now and then I got to put it down on paper, and the thoughts don't come. I mean, the thoughts are there rapidly. I ad-libbing them. Oh, part of it was ad-lib, but most of it was written down or partially notes. But after 3 minutes, I don't know how these guys get up there and talk for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. I cannot be a campaigner. I cannot be a politician. I'm not neither. I'm just a realist. So that's what I look at, and that's the way I felt. Peter, you've got some good news, so we will talk with you when we come back.
I don't know whether it's good news.
What?
I've got some interesting news.
Oh, I thought interesting and exciting was going to be.
I did a hurricane today. I did the presidential crap then, and then I was counting on you to have the next 30 minutes or so of great news.
I've got big increases in prices, but maybe there's some ways around it.
Okay,
So is that good news or is that bad news?
This is on you. I'm going up there to take a nap.
Wait a minute. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what he texted me yesterday.
He lied.
And I'm just like, this will be great. You said, I've got a lot of interesting info about changes for the next year.
And so you assumed that was good news.
Well, he said great first.
You're live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. Fox News is now.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. Democratic governors meet with President Biden today, concerned about his competency and re-election chances.
We have a number of Democrats breaking that wall of support. Representative Lloyd Doggett saying that he wishes he had called on Biden sooner to drop out. Congressman Jared Golden of Maine wrote in an op-ed, Biden's poor performance in the debate was not a surprise. While I don't plan to vote for him, Donald Trump is going to win, and I'm okay with that. There are winners and losers in every election.
Fox's Doug Luzader. At least 6 deaths are blamed on Hurricane Beryl in the southeastern Caribbean, breaking records for early season strength and how far out it formed.
As we watch this play out, ultimately past Jamaica, probably not a landfall, but very near it, and then running across Mexico by the time you get into Friday. By Monday morning, there's at least a risk that we're running up towards South Texas.
Fox meteorologist Adam Klotz. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1.
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
Okay, we're back. So, Rayford Brown and Lee Barrows here. Kelly is recovering, getting over something, or getting ready to get over something. I've given her a prescription.
She's
or
under
a
the
suggestion
weather.
for a prescription, so she'll go get it shortly, as soon as the store opens. And we have Peter Wright in the house. Peter's he's an insurance guru. He's also a Medicare and Medicaid specialist. He's got a lot of our listeners saved them a whole lot of money over the last year or so that we've been in cahoots. Mm-hmm. And they appreciate that. And one of them is sitting to your immediate right, and the other one to her immediate right is going to be, I'm looking at things, and I still want to sit down with you prior to all the stuff hitting the fan beginning in October. I want to sit down and I want to know what the options are and what you say is best for me, given my circumstances, and some of it is mandated, as you know. Retirement plans can be with retirement plans and health plans based upon your retirement plan can be all consuming at times, right? You have limited abilities, negotiating room.
Yeah, you've got to work out what's the best way from a mix of not so totally great ways.
So I'm one of those cases that's going to be a real case project for you, I guess. So we'll see. Anyway, Peter, Lee alleged this morning that you had great news coming in here today.
It was like
And
cheerio.
I said, oh, great news means that it'll be less money to do everything.
Well, his text had that tone. It was like, cheerio, I have exciting news. I mean, who wouldn't have thought it was good? I thought maybe we'll get
Cheerios,
something.
I've got exciting news.
Interesting news.
There are no sharks in your backyard. That's exciting news.
I know. He handed me this piece of paper this morning. I'm like going, huh? What?
You may as well hit us with it.
Rising prices. And I'm like, where's the exciting news?
Well, I went to the grocery store a couple of days ago, and I went to I admit it, I stopped at the ice cream spot. Did you know it was mostly empty for major brands?
Wow.
I got a second level brand, and they only had a few cartons of that. The shelves were empty. Maybe they were expecting a delivery on Monday. I think today, Monday is when I was there. Maybe they got unloaded over the weekend, people planning for a hurricane party or something. I don't know.
4th of July parties.
4th of July.
It was a
maybe.
week in
It
advance.
could be.
But
Well,
it was
it's payday
gone.
weekend.
It was gone over the weekend.
It was
by
sad.
Monday. So hopefully that's not a sign of the times, but because that looked like Russia did when they were looking for toilet paper way back when.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing? I know prices are going up. How about prices for medicine?
Well, let me give you a summary.
Okay.
I put it in a sort of summary form, and then we can go through it bit by bit. So as a summary, we had a conference call on this a couple of days ago, and I can release this information. It's nothing that I'm not allowed to release. So what we're reckoning is that supplement plans, So those are the plans that you pay a certain amount per month, and then you don't pay. So it picks up the 20% that Medicare doesn't pay for. They're not the Advantage plans; they're the supplement plans. And you pay a certain amount per month for that plan, and then
Not
you don't
the
pay
Advantage
anything
plan.
after that. Yeah, those are going to go up by about 15 to 20% next year, and that is because the loss ratios are large. As part of it is inflation, and part of it is the effects of what COVID had when everybody stayed
Sure.
away from a doctor and didn't get things treated, and now they are. It's been costing insurers a lot of money. So they're putting them up 15 to 20%. Now, so that's the supplement plans. Now, on the standalone prescription drug plans, which if you're on a supplement plan, most people have a standalone prescription drug plans. Those are being completely redesigned for next year. And that is because of the inflation reduction cap, which is capped at $2,000. So nobody will have to pay over $2,000, which is great for the people that are getting into the donut hole and so on. But if you're a person that's, because you won't have to pay that $2,000 any more than $2,000. But if you're a person that was said maybe had one prescription, like the Sinopril, for instance, or something like that, then you're going to see a large increase in price.
Really?
Because somehow or other, the insurance companies, and we spoke about this several months ago, that it may well redesign, and make a change. But they were reckoning that perhaps the premium would go up to $75 for a prescription drug plan. Now that's quite a lot of money, if that is, because at the moment most people are paying.
This is for the standalone prescription plans that a lot of people who have supplemental plans have, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there will be a smoothing provision, and I'll talk about that a bit later, for prescription drug plans, which will enable, instead of, say you've got a $600 charge in the first month, you can smooth that out over the whole of the year. So you can say you think your costs are going to be $2,000, instead of paying $600 and $600 and $600 and $200, you'll be able to pay, what would it be, $180 per month. So it'll from January through December. So that option will be available. But what I see there is people that are on a supplement plan, and a standalone drug plan, a separate PDP plan, are likely to therefore to see large increases in costs. So say if somebody's paying, and I'm sucking us out of the air, $180 for a supplement plan right now, and maybe $20 for a prescription drug plan, that would be $200. You may be paying close to $300 for next year.
Wow.
And if you're a couple, that's
per month, right?
That's per month. So if you're a couple, that's that's a large increase. Now on the MAPD plans, the Advantage plans, we've got 33 million people in the country, plus minus, on MA and MAPD plans. And they reckon that 90% of those people, so that's 30 million, are going to have higher costs. It's going to be either higher premiums, a larger maximum out of pockets, or a 25% dip in benefits, or a combination of those things. And this is because this is the second year in a line that Medicare Advantage plans have received a cut in funding from the government. Last year, they just kept the belt a bit tighter, and they were able to get through it. But we've seen a couple of insurance companies struggle a bit there.
Now, who in the government, is there an individual that we can flog, or who should we go after?
Like what? Flog? Okay.
That's an old term, but you know what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hear all the time about getting rid of Medicare or reducing Medicare, or so I don't know, but it's you hear the threat of that, or the Medicare is going to go belly up, or
Medicare is a contract that this country lured us into many years ago, right?
Yeah.
They forced it down our throats, right?
Yeah.
As they did Social Security.
Yeah.
I think it was a good thing for Medicare. But if you will make such a commitment and a requirement to the people, then you got to live by it. So who do the 33 million, or how many million of us are there? 33 million or so?
30 million.
Do we need to reach out to our senators, our congressmen, and raise Cain? Maybe we'll be protesters.
Well, let's ask our senator when he comes in Monday.
Yeah. I mean, because this is now cut and dried for next year. All the budgets are being set and all the plans are being designed. And I mean, it takes a long time to get this wheel in progress.
How long will it take them to go back to the way it is now if we start now? Will that take 5 years to get that plan redrawn and get it back to where it is today? In case we protest enough. I'm going to get my protesting outfit out.
Yeah.
I'm going to our two U.S. senators' doors. Our state senator doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm going to their doors and raise Cain at home on the 4th of July.
We need Murphy on the line.
Well, that is a summary of it, and I can go into details of each part of that because there's some things that we can do.
It's still going to be fine-tuned, right?
It's there are things that are being done, and there's ways that we can combat those price increases so they don't hit us so much, and that's what I can talk about in the rest of this time.
We can do that, and the other thing is I'm going to promote you right now. Let's see, we're going to promote you to be for folks to maybe learn more about what is likely to occur, because it's still likely to happen, right? They don't have the final.
Yeah, we don't have. We haven't seen any plans. I wouldn't be able to talk about the plans if I had, but I won't see those until October.
Okay. Shoot.
I'll get some indications before October, but I'm not allowed to talk about that. But I'll see the actual plans 1st of October. Then I'll be able to talk about that over the air. But this is good information, and whatever I can say, and I can say all of this here. This is. It's good information to know, but basically the main message was that normally 15% of people with Advantage plans shop each year. In other words, look for it at a different alternatives and see if they're in the right plan or not. This year, we're expecting 45 to 70% of people.
I was going to say,
and the carriers are doing things to make and I'll go into that to give some alternatives for that, so it'll help to keep the costs down.
My wife does not like to shop, but she will shop online. And I'm not talking about Medicare stuff or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But this time we're going to have to shop in person with you, because we need to lay this stuff out there, and she's a smart one, so she's going to have to be present.
Yep.
And I'll probably need about 3 days, so just bring a bag. What? I'm stubborn. I need to know everything. So anyway, when should people start reaching out to you to talk about this?
Well, in terms of detail, I can only talk about it from the 1st of October onwards. So that would be the time when people should start talking about it. What we can do in the meanwhile, I can keep you, up to date with everything I hear about stuff that I can discuss, like I am today.
Okay.
And various scenarios we can look at here.
Okay. Well, we're going to continue having you in here every month, and that will increase, I'm sure, as we get close to October, because folks, some people are insurance poor. We used to hear that they would have more insurance plans than you could shake a stick at. I don't know how they kept up with who they had insurance with, because insurance used to be pretty cheap, and you could get a plan from this company, this company, this company, and that company, and then you could try to collect on all of them. And sometimes that didn't work out too well for folks, but they were what a lot of folks, friends of mine, used to call insurance poor. They had too much insurance.
Yeah.
People they don't do that so much anymore, do they? It's too expensive.
Yeah, you got to watch your costs. But and we've spoken about some insurances in addition to Medicare that can, for some people, be worthwhile to look at. But you've always, you've got to weigh the pros and cons every time you make a decision on buying extra insurance, because it may or may not be worth it for you.
Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, I want you to kind of go over some of those go a little deeper into the details, as deep as you can go right now. How's that?
Yeah,
You're live and local.
sure.
And if you got a question, a burning question for Peter, give him a call. Give us a call, 910-333-0139. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Helen's Kitchen asks you to join them in celebrating our nation's independence this July the 4th. Helen's Kitchen has been serving up good old-fashioned country cooking, generous portions, and smiling faces since 1980. Helen's Kitchen, located at 2405 North Marine Boulevard, Jacksonville, is open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Friday, and Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 11 a.m., serving breakfast. Daily specials are on their menu, and you can call 910-455-9882 to place your order. Enjoy a meal with friends and family at Helen's Kitchen, 2405 North Marine Boulevard, Jacksonville. Happy July 4th from Helen's Kitchen.
For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and paid top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want a painted, made stained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
The excitement of baseball has arrived in Jacksonville with the Jacksonville Ospreys Summer Collegiate Baseball Team. Playing their games in inaugural season at Jack Evanier Park in Jacksonville. Bring your family and friends. Catch the fun with games, promotions, and special events. Grab season passes, online tickets, and game times at JacksonvilleOspreys.com. Tickets just $10 at the gate. This summer, swing on over and score some fun with your own Jacksonville Ospreys.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
I just you're paying attention. A little pause there. You got it? The Marine Forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Hard to tell right now what causes us more stress. I might cause you a lot of stress. I don't know. Sometimes it's intentional. The heat. I don't have anything to do with that. I can't help you with that one. You can come and sit down in the air conditioning for a while. Maybe it's, I don't know, a screwed up presidential election. We just talked about that. It's a trying year. Or maybe you're just trying to find a way to live a few days without stress. That could cause you stress. It's easier said than done, trying to get rid of it. Sometimes you need help. If this year has caused you, your spouse, your kids more anxiety than years in the past, this might be the time to go ahead and ask the counselors of Community Prevention Services, help me. You need some help. They're located right here in Jacksonville at 918 Henderson Drive. The dedicated folks are trained to help you analyze your problem, and they'll work with you to relieve the pressures that are not allowing you to enjoy life. Pressures that are keeping you from wanting to go to work. You ever get up in the morning and say, you know what, I just don't want to go to work today.
Every day.
And because of the stress, that is generated at work, perhaps. Or maybe you just can't handle the stress. Maybe it's not so bad. But you can find some help with Community Prevention Services with their counselors. They're standing by right now. Give them a call. Set up a session, 910-353-0972. That's 910-353-0972. The marine weather forecast, the current one, is still not available. I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether it's their internet or what's going on, but it's not making the trip. Offshore today, easterly winds around 10 knots. Seas pretty calm, 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers, a light chop. Tomorrow, winds out of the south. Hey, this is 4th of July tomorrow. Winds out of the south, a very easy, nice breeze of 5 knots. They'll kick up in the afternoon a bit. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Sounds and rivers will be flat, increasing to a moderate chop in the afternoon. Gonna be hot again today?
Yes, it is. Today is going to be mostly sunny with a high near 87. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 66. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with a high near 92. And Friday, a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny with a high near 93.
Oh,
so the temperatures are climbing back up.
Yeah.
But it looks like a beautiful 4th of July. Great day to go to the beach.
Yep.
Great day to have your barbecue.
Yep. Latest 8 o'clock advisory on Hurricane Beryl. Maximum sustained wind still the same, 145 miles per hour. It's still moving towards the west-northwest, same direction at about 20 miles per hour. And it's still expected to impact this afternoon. Jamaica, not going to be a good afternoon for them. And then also the Cayman Islands, just sometime late tonight or tomorrow. Still a major hurricane when it hits the Caymans tomorrow. Today's a major hurricane, tomorrow a major hurricane, and then it will start to decline sometime during the day on Thursday afternoon, and the winds will drop. And by the time it hits the Yucatan Peninsula, sometime about 2 o'clock in the morning, that was great time to hit the anywhere. 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday, It will still be a hurricane, but the winds will be greatly diminished. And then before it clears the Yucatan, it's going to become a tropical storm. That's good. And it'll enter the Bay of Campeche as a tropical storm, and it will build again. Now they're saying it's going to kick up again, warm water. And by 2 o'clock Sunday morning, it will again be a hurricane and approaching the coast of Mexico, close to the border of South Texas. So still things to look at, y'all. Okay, Peter, we're back. Our duty is done here for all of that for today anyway. By the way, we will be here tomorrow. We'll be here on the 4th. We'll keep you company on the 4th. How's that sound?
So get up early, grab your or whatever you.
Yeah, tomorrow will be a good time. You can call and react to what I had to say today. I might say it again tomorrow. You never can tell.
Oh, bring up something new.
Yeah, bring up some cool stuff. Yeah, tomorrow I'd like you to talk to us about what you're going to be doing tomorrow on the 4th, and give us some good ideas. There may be something that at 9 o'clock tomorrow I may want to tag along with you.
Oh, I need somebody to call in this morning and tell me where the cheapest gas is today. I need to get gas. I have like 30 miles left.
You certainly waited until the last minute, didn't you?
Well, I didn't even think about it until it started flashing at me this morning. I was like, oh, need gas. Thank goodness for those warning signals.
I'll tell you, how many times did you run out? How many times did you run out of gas before you had those warning signs?
Never, ever, ever.
She's looking at her watch and lying.
No, somebody was texting me.
How many times did you run out of gas? You ever run out of gas, Peter?
I've run out. Quite embarrassing. I was I got a company car in South Africa, and I was driving. I think it was my boss or my boss's boss, from one meeting to another, and I ran out of gas.
You didn't.
I did.
Was that your former?
But I was lucky. The petrol station was about 600 yards away, and I was able to push the car around. And pushed it around, and there was a hill down to it.
And you coasted into the gas station.
Yeah,
you're not the first person I've heard to say that either.
See, you men always, you talk about us women getting down to the last few drops, but we've never run out. Y'all are the ones that run out. Anyway, anybody knows some cheap gas places today?
Did you ever carry a spare gas can in your trunk?
No.
In South Africa, absolutely had to, because you weren't allowed to buy gas on the weekends. So if it was what you call it, ration.
Yes.
So if you drove anywhere, if you wanted to go from Johannesburg to Durban, you didn't have enough petrol to get to Durban, and you weren't allowed to carry loose gas cans in your car, but we sort of did it. But the problem was, if you get stopped, and you did get stopped, and there was no law about if they could search or not. They could search. They could do what they wanted to. You were playing your dice. But if you wanted to get from Joburg to Durban, which was 300 miles, you basically had to take a can with you.
So a couple of questions. Did you ever try to disguise maybe jugs of milk or something like that?
Well, what I thought was putting a second tank in my car on the other side and having two tanks, because that then would have been legal. I never got to that, but no, I didn't. It's pretty hard to disguise a petrol tank.
Well, I was in my thought process. I don't know how many gallons of one of these dive tanks that I've got would hold, but I've got lots of old ones.
Oh, that's an idea.
Oh, yeah. Put a hose on that thing and drive. Yep, just thinking, just in case.
Yeah, and that would be a safe way to do it.
I just needed to know where the cheap gas is today.
Yeah, I know you started this, didn't you? So if anybody's got the cheapest gas in town, give us a quick call. Let us know. If there's anything around $3, let us know where you see it right now. Just drive around and tell us the cheapest gas that you're seeing this morning.
Yeah, while you're burning gas, just drive around.
Just drive around so it'll save her gas, so she won't have to go burn gas to look for gas. 910-333-0139.
Sure.
Okay.
All right,
let's
getting back.
Now let's go into some details about what some of these changes mean.
Okay, so let's start with the prescription drug plans, because that's where the major changes are going to be made for people that have got standalone prescription drug plans. And there's quite a lot of those because I get people that don't have an Advantage plan; they just have a prescription drug plan and nothing else. So it's redesigned. There will be no more donut hole. There will just be a deductible and initial phase. The drug insurance companies, the carriers say there'll be a catastrophic phase 2, but that doesn't affect consumers. So it's really the deductible and the initial phase. The premiums will be going up, and what they said was 11% of the cost of the drug plan was covered by premiums in the past. Going forward for next year, it'll be 29% of the cost. So those premiums are going to have to go up significantly because of that.
Okay.
And the ramifications of that are the formularies, in other words, the list of drugs on the plan will change. Now, probably, I would think, try to put some more generics on there so people can can get more generic drugs at a cheaper price, or you'll have to start paying for you'll have to start paying for tier 1 and tier 2 drugs. At the moment, you may be paying $0 and $5, and that will go up. And it may change from being a copay, which was a $5 charge perhaps, and whatever the cost of a drug was for that tier, to being a co-insurance where you pay a percentage cost of the cost of that drug.
Hold that thought. I want to come back to that because I've got to have a question for you. Hopefully, we've got somebody here who knows where the cheapest gas in town is. Is that what we have?
Hey, Rayford.
Hey.
Larry. Out where you get your chicken out there on that Bismarck on Gum Branch, 319.
Okay.
319.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that CJ's place?
Yes, CJ's.
The corner
No.
at Western Extension has it for 319, but you got to be a member of their club thing.
He's talking about the Wismart with our friend there.
Chicken.
Yeah, where he sells the chicken at.
Oh, okay.
Right there at Cedar Creek.
Half Moon area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye. Anybody beat 319, give us a call.
Yeah.
Wow, I see the benefit of radio here.
And I can go get some of that chicken too.
I'd like to have
They got some great chicken.
Tell you
That's
what,
Jerry's place.
Yeah. Seasoned chicken, fried, seasoned. They got some good veggies to go with it too. That'd be a great place to stop for lunch today. Robbie, I think I'm gonna go out to Half Moon and get some food. Bring it home. They got some great ribs there too. It's not just chicken. Okay, let me get back to this. So, is any of this as a result of the big pharma, the drug companies going up on the prices of drugs? Is there increase in prices of drugs, or
the main reason for this is because of the Inflation Reduction Act reducing the cost, saying that seniors will no longer have to pay more than $2,000 for their drugs. So that's great for people like me, because I would have been paying
$2,000 a month.
No, but it's $2,000 for the year.
For a year, okay.
For a year. So no one will have to pay more than $2,000. So the people it will affect are the people that had a low, only had 1 or 2 drugs.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to pay more.
Yeah.
The other people will not.
Even with what I've got, I did not have to pay that much more money, for my drugs.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So basically, there'll be some, you can try to make sure you're taking as many generics as possible. You can buy some drugs. I'm looking for strategies to get around this. Get some drugs from using GoodRx or one of those plans, discount cards. And make sure that when you do go to get drugs, and this is a problem I come across often, that people are going to a more expensive pharmacy than they should be going to.
So you can do drugstore shopping.
Well, you can do it even on your computer.
Sure.
You can just go to Medicare.gov and put your drugs in and see which the cheapest place to go to get your drugs is, because that important, and a lot of people are overpaying for drugs just on that alone.
Okay.
So that is the way around drugs.
Okay. We have 319 is the lowest so far. We got somebody else. Good morning. Who's this?
Hey, this is Bridget. I came up with 314 at Sam's.
314 is Sam's. Okay.
Thanks,
there you go,
Bridget.
Bridget.
Good for us.
Thank you,
okay?
Bridget.
You too.
Okay. Now we're down
All
to
right.
314.
Just saved a nickel.
That's right. I'm going to Sam's.
Just saved a nickel.
Got to go to Sam's
Yeah.
anyway. Got to get some orange juice.
Yeah, my sister loves to go there and get that orange juice.
Uh-huh.
She said it's the best. We went there Saturday morning.
It's the
That's a
cheapest.
whole nother story, but we'll let Peter finish.
Okay.
The
So-
cheapest I got fuel, I think, was about a year ago. It was $1.77.6.
Where were you?
It was in Raleigh somewhere. It was I think it was
special.
Yeah, it was a special because of Independence Day.
Promotional
Yeah,
gimmick
yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was figured you're going to say $1.76, and then you will say, "Oh, I was in South Africa or I was in England, $1.76." But they charge by the liter there, right?
In South Africa, yes, and I think
That's a
they've
quart.
converted it in England now to a liter too.
Yeah.
But it
I got
always used to be a gallon when I was there.
I got hooked down in the islands one time. I pulled up to the station. My God, that's cheap. It was like $1. That's all it said, $1.05 or something like that. And of course, it was like $3 here at the time. I didn't know that was $1 for a quart. A liter is just a little bit over a quart. That meant it was $4 a gallon. Mhm. Got you. It got me. But anyway, that's the way it was. Now, if so, we can do some shopping around for the cheapest drugstore, and you may have to do that every month or two, right?
Well, no, you should be able to do it for a year, and basically, once you know where to go, then that should be that should be the cost of
That should be the cheapest one for the year.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, mom and pop drugstores versus the chain drugstores versus the mail-in drugstores. Tell me.
And that was what they mentioned on the conference call we had, that the mom and pop stores will have a harder time this year because a lot of them aren't the preferred stores. And so they're going, it's going to affect that. And maybe it's the larger stores. And if this is right, it'll be sad, but maybe the larger stores will get more custom because of that. They'll be able to have lower prices because of the preferred prices, whereas the mom and pop stores won't be so preferred. We'll have to see. It depends on the area. I'm talking, this was a call for the whole country. So
in a lot of businesses, as we know, if I own a chain store, you get to be able to buy stuff, the same products from suppliers. The chain store can buy it cheaper because they buy so much of it. In quantities, you can buy it cheaper and supposedly pass along the savings to your customers, right?
Yeah.
That's sort of what do they do that with drugstores? Are mom and pop pharmacies, are they able to compete if it's, let's say I don't have any insurance? The cost of drugs at a mom and pop versus at a chain store that buys it by the billions.
I don't have the knowledge to answer that one.
I'm kind of curious. I didn't know whether the prices of drugs were set so that everybody pays. I'm talking about the drugstores, the pharmacies. I just wondered if they all pay exactly the same thing. That's a good question, isn't it?
Very good.
I'll be asking. I do not know whether their prices are set and carved in stone.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What else? So we better take a break.
So, okay.
We'll come back. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011 B Bridges Street, Morehead City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solitech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, under market rents, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of these July 4 firecracker specials and many more that will run through July the 9th. Get that grill ready with half-cut boneless ribeye loin, just $10.99 a pound. Pork spare ribs are only $1.59 a pound. Bone-in, center-thick pork chops, just $2.79 a pound. 10 pounds or more, a fresh ground chuck is only $3.79 a pound. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, down home down the street in Maysville, North Carolina, on your way to and from the beach. Over in produce, jumbo Athena cantaloupes, just $2.99 each. Great on the grill, yellow, white, or bicolor corn is only 39 cents an ear. Whole seedless watermelons, just $4.99 each. Red, white, or black seedless grapes, just $2.99 a pound. And you get 2 pints of fresh strawberries. You get 2 pints for $5. And you get the 12-ounce size can of Pepsi or Mountain Dew. You get 2 12-packs, buy 2 and get 2 free. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville. And remember, say big with the pig.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
In case you guys ever wonder what we do during the breaks here, we do everything during the breaks here.
We're grocery shopping right now.
Yeah,
Best place to go to get crab legs.
So the 3 of us in here were I had crab legs last night and corn on the cob last night.
I did too. And you know what? I cooked my corn on the cob in the air fryer for the first time. Checked it out. You know, tried it.
You don't
It
air
was
fry
so
corn.
Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was
let's
really
go back
good.
to the real stuff here.
Okay.
Peter, at least we're entertaining, right?
Yes, very much.
And
so.
you got some good information.
Insurance what? Okay.
So what's next here? We got about 3-4 minutes.
Okay, so quickly
5 minutes.
on the supplement plans, as we said, there'll be a 15 to 20% increase we're seeing next year because the loss ratios have gone up for that. So one way around that, if you don't see a doctor often or use the emergency room much, would be to change from a Plan G or Plan F to a Plan N, and that would possibly save you $25 a month or so by getting a
What do
Plan
you
N.
lose as a result of that?
Plan N's do not pay for the excess charges where a doctor is allowed to charge more than what Medicare is approved. And they can charge up to 15%, but only about 5% of doctors do that anyway. So that's not going to affect too many people. But where it may affect you is if it would be there's a $20 copay for some office visits and a $50 copay for emergency room visit. Whereas with a Plan G or Plan F, it would be a $0 charge.
That sounds like a Plan No to me.
Here's a concern that I have. Okay, for some folks who they need because of their extenuating circumstances, like a prior health problem. Let's just say a heart problem, since I'm familiar with those, and they want you to come in certain cases, minimum twice a year, or maybe sometimes 3 times a year because your blood pressure is fluctuating a lot. If they see that, if I see that, and if that whole price of that visit's going to go up, I got to pay the $40 copay already because it's it's a special doctor.
You're talking about an Advantage plan.
An Advantage plan.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm talking about other people on other plans as well.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not going to go see those doctors as often as they should be doing. Yeah. Maybe they're going to have to cut a few corners here and there.
I think, and this is what they were mentioning on the conference call, that the supplement plan will become more of a luxury plan than it has been up till now. It'll be for people that want peace of mind and freedom of choice because they can see any doctor that they want to.
They got the money to pay.
But it will be more of a luxury than it has been in the past. And personally, from my experience, I've seen a lot of people already paying a lot of money for those plans rather than
Well, I know a doctor used to be my doctor, and then she became, I don't want to call her a concierge doctor because it's not, but you pay $100 a month. You get to see that doctor as many times a month as you want to. $1,200 a year.
Well, that's when you start. But as you get older, when you get into your 75s, heading up to 80, you could be paying $300, $350.
Oh, really?
I come across it often per month.
Huh.
And if you're getting a 15 to 20% increase on that, it's going to be a lot.
Let me ask you this one. On the Humana plan, for instance, the Advantage plan that I've got, because they don't take insurance at these places, right?
Sorry, which places
So
don't?
like that so-called concierge, but it's not. It's a membership thing. They don't file insurance for you. But can you send that in yourself?
I'm not sure of your question. So you're talking about Advantage plans, and if you,
I'm just thinking, if I had one of these doctors that I pay them monthly, and I can get to go see them, can I then, since they don't file an insurance plan, can I take the money that I pay them, like I do a doctor that does not accept insurance at all, a chiropractor, for instance? I take everything that his treatment plan, and quarterly I file it with Humana, and they pay their percentage of it because they're covered.
Okay, so if you're in a PPO or an HMO, and you're
we're going to have to talk about it, so I'll know more what I'm asking later on.
Okay,
How's
so
that?
we'll
do that.
Okay.
Okay, we got a quick caller here. Maybe another gas price.
No, this is Bridget again.
Hey,
It's
Bridget.
not a gas.
Go ahead.
I just got the Advantage plan year. For those of us that have TRICARE for life as well as the Advantage, are these costs going to affect us?
From what I understand, well, because you've got a plan like that, you've got a $0 premium, and they basically said they're going to keep those plans as about 70% of people have got $0 premium plans, and those are going to more than likely remain at $0 because people like them so much. So I don't think it will affect you in terms of any cost. The benefits may be a bit lower, but it will still be worthwhile having. It would be my impression from what I've heard so far.
Peter, I got a feeling you're going to have a lot of questions between now and October.
Yeah, and I'd just like to talk a bit about Advantage plans, but yeah.
We got to take another break here too. Bridget?
That's why I listen on this day specifically.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I listen all week, but
Appreciate it.
I just wanted to make sure on that. Okay,
No, I
thank
think you'll be fine going forward.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Super.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Bridget. Happy 4th. Okay, let's take a quick break here. Live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
Freedom 97.1.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and oldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay. We're wrapping up here with Peter and wrapping up the show this morning as well. And again, we will be here tomorrow. So you can count on us for fun and frivolity. Frivolity.
Fun. What?
I don't know.
Frivolity? Did you say
frivolity? I think it is.
frivolity?
Frivolity, I would
Frivolity.
say. But that comes from England, so I don't.
Well, that's why I didn't know it.
I thought it was frivolity. But
I don't speak your version of English.
I just learned a new way to say goodbye to Peter when he goes.
Au revoir.
Toodle pip.
Toodle what?
I thought it was
Toodle
Toodaloo as well.
This says toodle pip.
Oh, okay.
I looked it up.
So you don't speak English either.
Or ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard that.
I knew Ray would like that one. Ta-ta. Toodle pip.
I'll leave that one alone. Okay, real quick,
So-
wrapping up.
So wrapping up, for Advantage plans, as I mentioned, you could see higher premiums, though the $0 premiums are probably going to remain. You could have a larger maximum out of pocket. So instead of saying, 4,900, it might be 5,500. But before the plan will cut in and pay anything above that amount. And then there could be a 25% dip in benefits. And that could affect, a lot of people. So what the carriers are going to do is create more types of plans so that people have a wider choice of plan with benefits that suit them. For some people might want transportation. Some people might be more interested in having somebody come to their house to help them.
But if you don't need that, you don't need that kind of a plan.
Yeah.
You could use something else that gives you more drugs, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
there'll be
That's the way. I got it.
So there'll be more choice. That's why a lot more people will more than likely be shopping.
Okay, so you will have those things ready to go by October, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, we will get a little bit at a time. I'm sure you will be keeping us up to speed on it and keeping our listeners. And and folks, when Peter is in here, feel free to ring us up if you got a question about it. It'd be good to ask him now, and if he doesn't have the answer, he'll have it the next time around.
And
So,
for those
sure,
watching
when it's available.
our pages today, our live pages, I posted his website and his telephone number.
Yeah. You're not at
right there in the
Walmart, but
comments.
you're available by telephone. You'll be available at Walmart beginning in October.
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, I expect to get into Walmart.
Oh, you
but
will
It
be
hasn't been confirmed yet.
We will storm Walmart too.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
I'm in a mood to protest.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I got to.
I'm protesting for cheap gas.
I think we need to go around and see Tillis and Bud and any other senators.
We should
up in
take a
Washington.
trip to DC.
Oh, they just won't like me at
Murphy
all.
will take us out to dinner.
I'll have to pull something else like a motor home with me. I mean, or a trailer that I can sleep in.
I'm not sleeping in the streets in DC.
Well, I'm not going to sleep in it either, but in a home, I can keep a handgun. Think about it. I pull my home with me. It's my place of residence at that
All
time.
right, listeners, you didn't hear a thing.
Okay, wrap it up. Thank you, Peter. We do appreciate it. Y'all have a great 4th of July, and be safe out there. I don't want to read about you on tomorrow or on Friday about you now called 9 fingers instead of 10.
Yes.
Because of people are going to be stupid and hold on to the cherry bombs and the firecrackers and stuff, and they're going to throw them. But let me explain something to you one little bit. Where do those fireworks come from? Where are they made? Do you know? Where do you get the fireworks that you go to the store and buy? There you go. They're made in China. Think about the reliability of those fireworks and that fuse that might burn for 4 seconds. It might burn for 1 second. And you've got it in your hand. Good luck. Things went from 35 to about 150 miles per hour over the weekend here in Onslow. Deputies in Pamlico County called and told officers in Onslow that they were looking for a guy named John Nye, a New Bern man, on felony charges. They told the deputies in Onslow that the man was holed up in a house in Hubert. So the Onslow deputies went to the address they were given, but Nye saw them coming, and he took off in flight. He turned and fired at least 2 rounds from a handgun at the pursuing deputies. He's lucky to be alive. He was caught, and then he continued to resist. As a result, Mr. Nye was treated at the hospital, then taken to the county jail. He faces multiple charges, including attempted murder of law enforcement officers. He's in jail awaiting the judicial system because he's considered a flight risk, and he was in jail without benefit of bond. Go figure. Why is he considered a flight risk? He's 36 years of age. For 20 years of those 36 years, he spent in prison. Not on probation or parole.
Oh, there you go.
He spent 20 of his 36 years on earth in prison. He's been convicted of armed robbery, first-degree burglary, possessing a gun as a felon, multiple counts, multiple convictions of larceny, multiple felony charges, multiple first-degree burglaries. But he was never charged with one thing: jaywalking. Not yet. What happened to the 3 strikes rule? I'm asking. 3 strikes, you're out, supposedly, right? What happened to that statute that crooks fear being an habitual offender? You can be charged as an habitual offender in addition to all these other things, because he is a habitual offender. Maybe it's because he never brought his felony ways to Onslow County until now. You never know what's going to hit you. Have a great day tomorrow. I know you're probably not going to celebrate the 4th of July as Independence Day.
Of course I am.
Oh,
I'm an
okay,
American citizen.
There you
That's
go.
how he is.
That's
Toodle
cool.
pip and Cheerios.
And ta-ta. You're live and local.
Toodaloo.
I don't know that I'll get it over today. We are here live tomorrow morning, so join us then.
We'll
You're
be
live,
here.
live and local, Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. Fox News is now, followed by Rick Dees at 10 and Chris Hollywood Man at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Biden has a private conversation this evening with a group of governors, some at the White House, some virtually.